You know that feeling in your chest right before you click buy? That little flutter. It's not excitement. It's your nervous system trying to solve a problem that has nothing to do with the thing you're about to purchase. You're not shopping. You're self-medicating. And here's what nobody tells you. The stuff you buy isn't the problem. It's the symptom. Your body learned a long time ago that acquisition feels like safety, that newness feels like progress, that the dopamine hit of a package arriving feels like being chosen. But somewhere between the checkout screen and the delivery, something happens. The relief dissolves, the emptiness returns, and you're left with another thing you don't need, wondering why this keeps happening. Let me take you inside the moment. You're scrolling. Your breathing is shallow. You don't even notice. Your shoulders are slightly raised, jaw a little tight. You're in what researchers call a low-grade threat state, which basically means your body thinks something is wrong even when nothing is actively happening. Dr. Judson Brewer at Brown University studies habit loops and found that our brains are wired to seek relief from discomfort, not pleasure. Read that again. You're not buying things because they make you happy. You're buying them because not buying them makes you uncomfortable. The purchase is a pressure release valve. For 30 seconds, maybe 3 minutes, your nervous system gets to exhale. But here's where it gets darker. You've built an identity around being someone who doesn't do this. You're self-aware. You're conscious. You've read the articles about minimalism, and you've watched the documentaries about consumerism, and you know better. So when you do it anyway, there's this layer of shame that makes everything worse. You're not just buying things you don't need, you're failing at being the person you thought you were. That's the real purchase. You're buying temporary relief from the feeling of being inadequate at resisting things that promise relief from inadequacy. It's a loop inside a loop, and your body knows it. Here's what's actually happening in your system. When you see something you want, your brain releases a tiny hit of dopamine. Not when you get the thing, but in the anticipation of getting it. That's the moment of possibility, where you imagine the version of yourself who owns this thing. That version is calmer, more put together, more complete. Neuroscientist Robert Sapolsky found that dopamine spikes highest not in reward, but in the expectation of reward. The fantasy is the drug. And the second you complete the purchase, the dopamine crashes. The fantasy collapses. You're back to being you, except now you're you with buyer's remorse and a lighter bank account and a lingering question. Why did I think that would fix anything? And once you understand this, you start seeing the pattern everywhere. You buy workout equipment to feel like someone who works out. You buy books to feel like someone who reads. You buy organizational tools to feel like someone who has their life together. You're not collecting objects. You're collecting identities. And every purchase is a vote for a version of yourself you haven't become yet. It's heartbreaking, actually, because the you that you are right now, messy, inconsistent, struggling, that version doesn't feel like enough. So you keep trying to buy your way into a different nervous system, a different life, a different you. But let's go deeper, because this isn't just about you. You're swimming in an ocean designed to make you feel incomplete. Every ad you see is engineered to activate a sense of lack. Every influencer post is curated to make your life look broken by comparison. Social comparison isn't a bug of modern life. It's the feature. Your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. Scan the environment for threats to your status, your belonging, your worth. And in an environment where everyone's highlight reel is your daily feed, your nervous system is constantly whispering, "You're falling behind. You need to catch up." And the fastest way to feel caught up is to acquire the same symbols of safety everyone else is displaying. Here's the part that might sting. You think you're choosing these purchases, but most of the time, your body is choosing them for you. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational decision-making, goes offline when you're stressed, lonely, bored, or tired. That's when the limbic system takes over, the ancient part of your brain that just wants to feel better now. It doesn't care about your budget or your values or your 5-year plan. It cares about immediate relief. So you buy the thing. And later, when your thinking brain comes back online, you look at the receipt and wonder what happened. What happened is, you weren't driving. Your threat response was. And there's something almost tender about this when you really sit with it. Every impulsive purchase is your system trying to take care of you. It's clumsy and expensive and ineffective, but it's trying. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just a human being with a nervous system that learned somewhere along the way that stuff equals safety, that consumption equals care, that filling the cart equals filling the void. And maybe it worked once. Maybe when you were younger, getting something new actually did make you feel seen or loved or like you mattered. So your body remembers. And it keeps reaching for that same solution, even though the math stopped working years ago. So what do you do with this? Because I'm not here to tell you to stop buying things. I'm here to help you understand what you're actually reaching for. The next time you feel that pull, that itch to open the app, to browse, to add to cart, pause. Not to shame yourself, just to notice. Where is that feeling living in your body? Is it tightness in your chest? Restlessness in your hands? A kind of empty buzzing behind your eyes? Stay with it for 10 seconds. That's all. Just 10 seconds of feeling the discomfort without medicating it. Because what you'll find is that the urge isn't you, it's just a sensation. And sensations pass. Here's the uncomfortable truth that's also somehow freeing. You can't buy your way out of being human. You can't purchase your way into a version of yourself that never feels lack or loneliness or the ache of not being enough. That version doesn't exist. Not for you, not for anyone. The people who look like they have it all together are also scrolling at 2 a.m., also filling carts, also wondering why the thing they just bought didn't fix the feeling. You're not uniquely broken. You're just awake to the game. And now that you see it, you have a choice. Not to be perfect. Not to never buy anything again. But to stop outsourcing your sense of safety to objects that were never designed to hold it. And here's where it gets interesting. The real shift happens when you start treating the urge to buy as information instead of instruction. It's your system telling you, something needs attention here. Maybe you're lonely and need connection. Maybe you're bored and need challenge. Maybe you're exhausted and need rest. The purchase is a mistranslation. Your body is speaking in metaphor, and you've been taking it literally. So instead of buying the thing, ask, what am I actually hungry for? And then, and this is the hard part, see if you can give yourself that thing directly without the middleman of consumption. You're not a failed minimalist. You're not a victim of capitalism. You're a human being trying to feel safe in a world that profits from your sense of inadequacy. And the moment you stop seeing your purchases as moral failures and start seeing them as breadcrumbs back to your unmet needs, everything changes. You become the kind of person who can hold their own discomfort without needing to buy their way out of it. Not because you're disciplined, but because you finally understand. You were never the problem. The solution you were sold was. If this hit home for you, please subscribe. And if you want to support these deep dives, hit that join button to become a channel member. I would genuinely appreciate your support.